Hi sweet friend, welcome back to my channel. My name is Maylene Call from Mrs. Call's Campers. If you're new here, I teach first grade in Las Vegas. This is my 4th year teaching first grade. We're going to attempt to do a short plan with me video. It is September 28th when I'm filming this, and you're crooked. We're off to a good start. We're not even gonna restart. We're just gonna roll. This is the video that you're in for. Okay? I don't know when you'll see this. I might upload it sooner so that it's technically out of order with my teaching vlogs, but we'll see. It's the end of the day, after 4 p.m. on a Wednesday. I also don't know what day it is. Okay, so what I want to show you first is something that I've shown you before. It is my scope and sequence, and it isn't fully fleshed out. It's not fully mapped out because none of my other teammates really are doing like a scope and sequence like as a team together as a whole. So I had one that lasted me honestly up until this week, but that's as far as I got. But I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so those are so far my real life plans, and yeah, let's hop in. So I'm gonna take a screen recording and I'm going to kind of walk you through the process, and hopefully it will be super quick and simple and hopefully helpful. By the way, I do like to plan digitally because it is super fast and I can change colors really easily. My handwriting looks good. I can copy and paste. The teacher planner that I am using is in GoodNotes. I have a full video on GoodNotes. You can click up here to watch. And the teacher planner is actually one that I made, so I sell it in my Etsy store. You can click the link in the description if you are interested in it. So this is the week we're currently on. Have I said that enough times? So this is going to be next week. Actually, let me go through my thumbnails and see real fast. Okay, so we technically are in the last week of September, right? Yes. So I actually don't need to plan here. I need to be in, okay, October. Here is my monthly plans. I need to be here. Okay, so I'm going to copy basically everything. Copy and paste. Let's get that all centered in there. All right, first thing I'm gonna do is change the date. What is the date? This should be called Maylene Tries to Plan After School, but she's really just a hot mess. Friday is the 7th. I'm gonna put in any important dates that I have first. So I'm gonna check my school calendar. I actually have it linked, this area right here. Custodian's Day. That's done. Now I'm going to get ready for my week by erasing the book titles and everything. Okay, I'm gonna really quickly go through and get my plans ready to be planned. So this is what we're working with. This is the quote-unquote blank template. I'm gonna hop back to my monthly planning. My read aloud next week is gonna be Creepy Carrots. I cannot believe we are already in October. What in the world? Carrots. And then we're gonna read Creepy Pair of Underwear next week, and we're gonna compare the two. There's actually a 3rd book out, but I'm not even gonna mess with that right now. We might read it for fun, or we might review it for fun, because my kids are loving doing reviews, book reviews. Okay, that might be like part of a center or something. And what we do, the structure of it is the same every week. The only thing that changes is the writing prompt, and I don't remember what I want to use for the writing prompt. I guess I can look it up really fast. So the read aloud that I'm doing, like I said, is Creepy Carrots, and I use these retell kits from Primary Scouts. Alicia from Primary Scouts on Teachers Pay Teachers on Instagram, and she includes all of the pieces that I use week to week. So it makes it really easy to plan. Last year for Creepy Carrots and Creepy Pair of Underwear, but I did like this big like foldable thing, and I think I'm gonna do that again. Okay, what would the writing prompts be? Okay, so she has it more focusing on character traits, which I love for this book. We could do problem and solution for the writing. Yeah, we might focus on problem and solution or cause effect. So for the writing prompt, I'll put probably just both of those, and I'll decide later. Effect, because I can focus on both of those in our throughout the week as we read. Okay. Next thing that I can fill out so my read aloud planning is done for the week. The only thing I have to do now is in this pack, I'm just going to write down the pages that I want to print for our activities that we do every week, for our anchor charts that we do every week. So that is part of the planning, but I'm not going to include it in this video. Next thing I can get done, knocked out, is our poetry. So we do a shared reading every single day, and the way I do that is through poetry, the resource. I mention it like every vlog. is by the Chi-Town teacher, and it is called Shared Reading Poems. See? No, you can't see. Well, the next poem is 5 Round Pumpkins. So here's what that looks like. So these are all the skills we'll cover all the next 10 days because our poetry is on a 10-day schedule. We do 1 poem every 2 weeks. We'll cover sight words, punctuation, capital letters, nouns, adjectives, verbs, rhyming words, blends, digraphs, contractions, and vowel teams is going to be introduced next week. So we cover so much. It's one of their favorite things to do. And I love it because it makes it so much easier for me. I can like hit all my standards and teach them all the things in a way that they really like. Okay, so what did I say was 5 round pumpkins? If you plan on an iPad, you need a paper feel screen protector. It makes it so much easier to write. Okay, so I'm going to copy what the poem is called. We're not doing rhyming words yet. Okay, I'm going to paste my poem. And those things that you see above, rhyme magic, sight words, poetry, shared read, well, poetry is this, but the rhyme magic and the sight words, those are just things we do every single day. So if you don't watch my vlogs, our flow is we start with rhyme magic and then it's time to be real. Here's my be real. Anyways, if you don't watch my vlogs, the flow is we do rhyme magic, we do a sight word review, we do our actual phonics, which I just call blending. So we just practice whatever phonics skill we're doing, which next week we're still working on blends. This week we did S blends. Sorry, I'm getting off track. Okay, back to poetry really quickly. So on the first day, we just do sight words. Day 2 is punctuation in capital letters, yeah. And because our poetry is on a 10-day schedule, I'm actually going to copy this whole section and paste it into next week. That way I can just fill it out since I've already started, if that makes sense. Okay, so here's next week. And I'm just gonna write in what we're doing for poetry since I have it pulled up, and we're starting a new poem. By the way, we learned about contractions this week. And my kids love it, and they're finding them everywhere. And I just think that is the coolest thing, how whenever first graders learn something, they tell you about all of the different places that they're finding these things. And it will be so random too. Miss Call, I was reading and I found this book. I found this word. Okay, back to the week we're currently on. So my whole morning basically is planned out. For small groups, a lot of this is going to be the same, because I don't specifically list out in my planner what I'm doing. I just kind of say what is the basic activity that we're doing. So I'm just going to leave that for now. For writing, I call it Writer's Workshop. Honestly, it's not a full workshop model, and that's okay. This past week, we've only just barely started talking about it. Like, we made an anchor chart about what they think makes day and night. We've done our like song, and we've watched like a brain prop video, and we've been doing seasons. So I like to do seasons and then the whole day-night standard. But we honestly just have not had the time to go deep. So next week, that's what I'm going to do. So for writing, I think we're just going to write about, I know I have something somewhere. It's not going to be full-on writing each day. But for the first day, we're just going to illustrate and write a picture about night and day and kind of that explanation. So here's an example, like this is like a possible student response. This is from a Tennessee unit starter. If you go to the Tennessee Department of Education, they have unit starters and they're really, really good. Anyway, so we're basically going to draw this after we start reading the book, What Makes Day and Night. Explain, and this is kind of linked to science and social studies. Okay. And then the next day, let's see if I like what they have. Let's track this into 2 days. That way we can take our time with the illustration, and then they can explain it the next day when they have a little bit more of that vocabulary that they'll need. See, what's throwing me off is I thought I had like some kind of pamphlet, flip book. Oh, it was a flip book. Oh, that was for a different standard. Okay, I'm not crazy. So I might do some kind of like, we might just use our writing journals. Okay, sorry. This is part of my brain planning. We're going to use our writing journals, and I'll just do like a picture and maybe like a shared writing every day with them. I'm thinking now, maybe I don't want to do this first. I think maybe first we'll do more of an explanation on at night, what do we see? During the daytime, what do we see? We'll just do that simple comparison. Okay. And then we can move into how, because we see things that are different, we're moving, the sun, I have my merge cube I'm going to pull out. It's going to be this whole beautiful big thing. So that's as much as I'm going to plan for writing, because I think taking it day by day with the books that we read is going to be much easier for me to do. And I'm not the kind of person who's like, oh my gosh, I don't have something written down for today. Like, you figure it out. And I need nothing printed or prepped for this. We're just going to do it in our journals. We'll just document our learning. Last thing we need to plan is math. See, I hope this was as quick as I feel like it was. If you watch my vlogs, I talked about Envisions recently and my dislike for it, my distaste. I don't think Envisions was really doing my kids any justice. So I'm not going to be basing everything that I do in my classroom off of our math curriculum, because it is very difficult and confusing and not what I want. I have Miss Giraffe's math units for first grade. So I'm going to be pulling from her unit 7, which is the application of addition and subtraction. In this pack, she has missing add-ins, which I've done some of because Envisions had me do some of it. We were doing comparisons, but missing add-ins, which part's missing. It was just so confusing, and I didn't like it. Anyways, this pack has missing add-ins. It has the commutative property, fact families. Be a little scroll through. I don't know if you can see. I can zoom in, right? Okay. Back to my actual planner. For math, I'm just going to write commutative property, and this is of addition. Okay, so day 1, I think what I'll do is keep it totally hands-on. So I think I'm just going to do for our whole group, hands-on with, let's do unifix cubes. So the middle is like our main lesson. Is it gonna fit? Yes. Okay. So for my support group, let's do, and we'll use cubes. And then for my extension group, we're gonna do fact families. That is what we're gonna do for day 1. For day 2, I think we'll just do it on, I think I'm just gonna do it on my easel with counters and just writing the equations. So we'll do whiteboards. Okay, I like that. For my support group, I'm going to do same thing, probably. For my extend group, probably something similar. Okay, next day. Wednesday, I think will look more like a review, kind of the same thing as the day before. I'm going to be using my easel right here with my 10 frames and my counters, and they'll be on the carpet with our whiteboards, but I think it's just going to be a little bit more of a release. So then I might write 2 + 5 = a number, and then on their whiteboards have them show me 5 + 2 = 7. Pretty straightforward. This isn't a really tricky lesson. It's just something that they need to understand fully concrete with manipulatives. Okay, so we'll have done manipulatives Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. On Thursday, let's do a worksheet practice. I might even assess on Friday, depending on how it goes. I honestly think they're going to do pretty well for it, so I'm just going to write it in as we are going to be assessing on Friday, because I think they will be good with it. So I'm going to leave that there. And then my support group and extend group, I'm actually going to erase it for this Thursday and this Wednesday, because typically with my math groups anyway, I do not fully plan out everything I'm going to do because I don't fully know what my kids need that week. So I've got the first 2 days planned out. So that's everything we're doing for math. Science, we're doing what makes day and night. We're also doing on Earth. I forgot to write that in there. Read and discuss. I might switch up this book too, I'm not really sure. That's okay though, because I don't need anything prepped for it. We already discussed. There's honestly quite a few good books that I can pull. The moon book. Papa, please get the moon for me. I think that's everything for the week. I don't know, I think that took me like less than 45 minutes to get everything like written down in my planner, and then the nitty-gritty kind of comes into me writing down what I need to print for my computer, and usually the phonics. I prep some slides for that, but other than that, my planning is done for the week. So every Wednesday I try to plan so that my mom helper who comes in on Thursday can help me by making all my copies. So okay, I'm screen recording again. I want to show you what my lists look like. Ignore the bottom part because that's old. Delete. Okay, so basically just this first box. This is everything that I need to print so that my parent can come in tomorrow and prep it. So I need to pull, I'm going to pull vocabulary from our Creepy Carrots book, read aloud pages what I'm going to print, and our shared reading, our pumpkin poem, and then the math pages that I'm going to pull. So the only thing I'm actually going to print right now is just the math pages, because I can print those directly to my printer that's in my room because it's black and white. Okay, hopefully you guys enjoyed planning with me. Let me know in the comments below, what is your favorite thing to do with your kids in October? We are getting into one of the most fun months. I also did not plan like a fun Friday on there, but we always do something sort of fun. So make sure you watch my vlog so you can see what we end up doing. I don't have it planned yet. We'll probably do some like Creepy Carrots or something, I don't know. But hopefully this video was fun or entertaining or helpful or something. If it was, make sure you like this video. Again, leave me a comment, let me know your favorite thing to do in October, and make sure you subscribe and join our family so you don't miss any more videos. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one.